From Greg. Hello, Greg, again. How do you approach age regression, keeping in mind the idea of false memories? How can you even tell if they are false or real? Well, the idea of false memories, okay, comes from not from the client creating false memories on their own, but from bad therapists, basically. Saying things the wrong way, suggesting things, implying things, leading questions, which then imply something. And then the client has a memory of that because they're given these hypnotic suggestions, albeit in question form, leading questions, when they're in a vulnerable state or trance state. There's a lot of history around this being done with social work and children. And of course, children in a situation like that where they're being questioned, they're vulnerable, they're in a kind of very suggestible state as well. So with clients, if you have a client and they haven't been to a therapist before, and they haven't been through some experience, which would be where they were indoctrinated or something like this and asked to think about things that really didn't happen, then they're not going to come up with false memories, obviously, because they haven't had those installed by someone else. The client rarely comes up with false memories. What they're more likely to come up with is actual memories, but a different kind of perspective and perception of them, because time changes the way we remember things. It won't dramatically alter something and put something in that wasn't there, unless that's actually suggested, usually, okay, with most clients. If you have a client coming to you who's actually had therapy and the therapist has, suggested things indirectly or whatever, or directly, then of course it's a different issue. And I've had that happen. I've had a client who came and claimed they were sexually abused and wanted to go back and relive it. No, thank you, but relive it and resolve it. And we tried everything we could to do that, and we couldn't find anything there. There was nothing there. And it turned out what we did find was that she'd been to a hypnotherapist many years before, and he'd actually suggested this to her. The reason for her problem, whatever it was because she was sexually abused. And then she'd gone on the search. That was for the rest of her life. She was searching for this to uncover this experience. So obviously this is again about a bad therapist. And when that happens, of course, you need to pick up on it. I didn't pick up on it straight away until I exhausted all avenues of exploring where was this memory? And it turned out it wasn't a memory. It was installed by someone else. So you can trust a regression and the stuff that comes up within the client's unconscious on their own, if they haven't been theraped, if you like, by a bad therapist in the past, and these have been suggested.